All right. So where do you pull data? Now REI Sift. Really easy, that one. You guys probably thought that was going to be something different, since we just launched SIFMap. Uh, but SIFMap, right? Now you can pull data right inside of REI Sift. So you just pull it straight from SIFMap. It's going to download right into your account. I'm going to show you again how to do that. Second's going to be your county. Your county is going to be the most powerful thing, period. Ideally. So this is niche. This is bulk. Okay? Niche, bulk. There's no reason to pull bulk data anywhere else. If you're using PropStream to download data right now, just use SIFMap. There's no reason to use PropStream and download that. You can if you want. It's an option. I'm not saying don't do it. If you want to use that, then by all means. I'm not going to say that SIFMap's the only place that you need to pull data from. I'm just saying make it simple on yourself, select records and download them. It's easy. Okay, so SIFMap, that's going to handle any of your bulk stuff and some of your niche too. But again, I'm not going to be like, oh, you guys, yeah, our foreclosure data, that's the best in the market. It updates when it freaking updates. You know what updates consistently? Your county. So build a process in your business to do it the right way, right? Pull data from your county, pull your bulk stuff from SIFT, and those should talk to each other. All right. The third location we're going to talk about in a little bit, because I want to give you guys a way to be able to remove friction. Okay, because there's a way essentially to kind of combine these two together, and even compound this further. All right. So, this isn't the secret that I put in number 3 here, but it's a reminder. Big secret here. The best list that you can pull is generated by you. Again, you guys already know this. But the best list that's generated is literally by you. You build the best lists. There is no better list to pull than the one that you're generating by the byproduct of your marketing. It is the best predictive AI, whatever list that you could ever pull. You know why? Because it requires the barrier between the data and the effort to produce a byproduct that nobody else can have if they're not putting in the effort. It's easy to go buy a list. Anybody can go to SIFMap and download all the data in Dallas County. Anybody can do that. Anybody can go on PropStream, PromptWire, any of these tools and buy data. The difference maker is in the effort. It's in that middle ground between getting the data, making something happen, and what the byproduct is of it. All right. So focus more of your energy on that portion than the portion before that. Everything you do before that is to set yourself up for success so that you can have that juicy, beautiful, self-curated list that nobody else has. The only way to build the powerful list at the back end of the funnel, right, being here, this is effort, right? Effort-T. I don't know what the hell I'm spelling there. Okay, this is effort. I think that's how you spell it, right? This is your data. This is anyone's data. The only difference between these two right here in this crossroad is if you understand how to actually turn this into opportunity, right? A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even know that opportunity exists here. Why? Because they're never even making it and building enough information to even create opportunity here. But the reason why we market the stuff that everyone and anyone has access to is to produce the opportunity that nobody has access to. Okay? And I really, 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 really need you guys to understand that. And I really wish more real estate investors would understand that. Not only would because SIF would be a bigger product from a user base perspective, obviously, but also because it's truly what makes the business become easy. It's what makes the business become consistent. It's what the business, everything else that we build at Sift is to make it easier so that you can make less excuses about all this crap so that you can focus more on this. Right? SiftMap is a convenience item. You could get data anywhere. Right? I've been saying it for years. Why? The reason we never added SiftMap is because you can go to anywhere to download data. But we added it for the convenience so that you guys don't have to pay for the other thing, so that you can make it easier to focus more on here and less over here. Okay. However, with that being said, you don't want to consume yourself over on the right-hand side, because then you stop producing opportunity over here. Because again, just like we say with niche data, we create opportunity. Or with niche data, we can, if we're too niche, then we don't build enough leads to be able to have conversions. If we only have like 10 records a month, we're probably not going to get enough deals monthly to be happy. But if we have 1 million, then I have too much, right? And so the same concept here, if I only focus over on the right and I get a contract, but it has a lot of fucking problems, there's a lot of shit going on, then that deal may not have the timeline of the conversion that I need to have the money now to continue paying my bills and build the consistency that I need to focus more on this. So there's it's another balancing act that we're doing here in order to balance the creating enough leads to make my business thrive and seizing the opportunity of the byproduct of the data that I'm generating. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So what are the top lists in 2024 that I want everyone to make sure that they're pulling and focusing on in 2025? Age of ownership. It's the tried and proven. Don't worry about equity. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Focus on age of ownership. What I'm noticing across all of the users is that 15 years is becoming the mark. 15 or more years. For the most part, honestly, a lot of the deals are 20 years. But I think if you only did 20, most markets would end up not having enough data. Okay. Surprisingly, the Boston area, there's a lot of data that's been owned for more than 20 years up there. I was really shocked, actually. But some markets, you're going to have to adjust this. Oh, Omaha, same thing. Omaha's got a lot of properties been owned for more than 20 years. So you wonder why Florida doesn't have that much data owned over 20 years. Anyone guess why? When do people move to Florida? They don't got 20 years left. Right? It's kind of crazy when you think about stuff like that. So how does your market's data play a part? How does the ecosystem of what your market is play a part in what it is? I mean, most young people, a lot of young people move out of Florida. They think it's a shithole until they get old and they're like, I want to go back there. So anyway, unless they're from Miami or something and they stay in there, for a while. So 15 plus years. That's the age of ownership ticket right there. 15 plus years is where it's at. I don't want you to focus on, when you pull the list, don't worry about absentee versus owner occupied. Just pull the list with everything 15 plus. All right. In townhouses, single family, and mobile homes. All right. And hit those lists. And the reason why is because our other two lists here, probate and foreclosure, that's been the most deals for sure. Without a doubt, I've seen the most deals come from probate and foreclosure across the community. Period. And you guys can let me know if any of these don't align with the deals that you've done. Has anybody done a lot of deals outside of these parameters of 1, 2, and 3 as of now? Have you done solely divorce deals and done a ton of divorce deals in a row? They might have divorce taxes is another big one. Eviction's good. Evictions are good too. Not enough people can focus on only evictions though and build volume. That's the problem. Because too many evictions are buyers. So that's why it's not on this list. Tax auction is not on this list because of the fact that nationwide taxes are treated differently. Florida tax auctions are great. In other markets, they're not so great. I've done a lot of deals outside of these parameters, mostly are novations. Well, yeah, novations is going to be this is going to be stuff that's going to be typically owned for like 5 to 7 years is where you're going to get a lot of novations most likely. Like stuff that doesn't have a lot of equity. Um, but yeah. But honestly, Chris, like again, this is just me. I feel like the novation game, this is people do novations because they don't know how to do this shit, to be honest. Like a lot of the SIF community didn't resort to novations. They added it as a strategy, as an option, but they didn't do it as their full-blown strategy because they had enough still opportunity, right? Um, and I think that that's really important. I think that anybody doing only novations right now, I'm not saying that's you or anything like that, but anybody only doing novations right now needs to really focus on how do you still build opportunity outside of novations with legislation being what it is, right? I don't know how long novations will last. I think novations, PPL, these types of strategies, from a marketing and from a sales perspective, I really think that they're just another SMS. You know what I mean? Same thing with, ChatGPT, texting your sellers and everything. All of this stuff, they're all like this. They're all things that are going to produce opportunity. You're going to seize opportunity, then you're going to be back down here again, and it's going to come back up again. And so I really want to make sure that people build sustainability in the core and seize opportunity when it's available, but don't change the core, right? You don't change the general premise of like what makes your business thrive and function. But hey, when novations are ready and we have it as a strategy, let's fucking use it as an exit strategy. Same thing is true with any of the strategies that are out there, but you got to make sure that you um, stay focused. Yeah, exhaust and deep prospecting. So exhaust is on here. We'll talk about that in a second. So for age of ownership, can that apply? Yes, 100%, Lonnie. But with age of ownership, you ideally are focusing on owner individual owned, not commercial first. Yeah. So novations, the owners want to sell, but there's not enough spread typically for you to make a cash offer, and so you list it. Now that's not to say the true on everything. Sometimes people use a novation because the property is just in great condition. I have a massive spread, and it just saves a step, right? I do a novation, I can list it, I can sell it, and I make a massive spread, and it works out. But most people with novations are because the property's listed or just it was listed and it was listed too high. There's a lot of scenarios there. It's like anything. All of them have different exits on the sales side, right? Um, but what we're really focusing on is finding who are those people that we can build consistent flips and everything else out of. If I'm focusing on a property that's been owned for like 5 years or low equity stuff, right? Most of that is not stuff that needs flipped. Most of it's already been flipped recently. Someone got in over their head, yada, 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 yada. There is a whole nother game or conversation about that stuff. This data set, we're saying who are the people that are in situations where hopefully the property is older, they've been in it for a long time, it needs repairs, things like that. And we can build a strategy around hitting the broad data and the niche data. That's what we're really trying to do, right? Because we want to become omnipresent.